Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Blue Golf Ball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I have for you guys a Plasma Kyurem deck, and I believe Jamie Gonzalez has requested to see this deck in action on the YouTube channel, so I figured why not play this deck, and you know, it's a fun deck. We don't see it too much in competition anymore, plus Kyurem is weak against Metal type, and there's a lot of Metal decks out there nowadays. But anyways, Kyurem is a 130 HP Water-type Pokemon, does Frost Spear for a Water energy and a Colorless energy for 30 damage and 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. But of course, if you have the Deoxys, 4 of them out, and a Muscle Band, you can hit for 90 damage, which is super solid. And then there is always Blizzard Burn, can hit for 180 damage if you have a Muscle Band and 4 Deoxys as well. Otherwise, we do have 3 retreat costs, which is very costly, but we do have Keldeo here and a Float Stone, so we can always rush in and retreat. In case if we do Blizzard Burn and we can't attack in the next turn, we can always rush in and retreat if need be. Otherwise, we do have a 1/2/2 line of Glaceon here just for a Pyro counter, but it also helps for the free zone and allowing Deoxys and Thundurus to have free retreat as well as Glaceon itself. And then here's the EV, and then we have Deoxys with Power Connect. I already mentioned before, you have 4 of these. You can actually boost up by 40 damage, and it's pretty slick when you have it all out and ready to go. We have Thundurus here just for Rated Knuckle, being able to hit for 30 damage and bringing back an energy card from the discard pile. A little bit of an energy accelerator, and it also helps for consistency. I like that card a lot. We have here for the item cards and tool cards and whatnot, we have 3 Colorless Machine, 1 Dowsing Machine as the aspect of choice, Starling Megaphone, 1 Switch, 1 Plasma Ball, 2 Ultra Balls, and then VS Seeker, we've got 2 of these. And then for the support line, we have 1 Colorless, 2 Lysanders, 1 Lysander Trump card, 4 Ends, 4 Junipers, Shadow Triad to get Plasma Energy or even Plasma Pokemon, including the Colorless Machines, back into our hand, and then Skyla to search out for that Colorless Machine or anything else if we need it. Finally, we have 2 Frozen City Gym just for a Stadium counter, as well as a Float Stone for the Keldeo. 3 Muscle Bands for the Plasma Kyurems, and then 4 Plasma Energies for Rainbow Energies, 3 Lightning Energies for the Thundurus, and 2 Water Energies. And of course, again, the Keldeo can always attack as well. We'll have to wait and see if that would come in handy, but here we go. The Kyurem deck, this is the Plasma Kyurem deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. All right, let's go for heads, and let's take a look here. Hit for tails, and that is a bummer. We're playing against Raichuchu, and it's going to be a fairy deck of some sort. Very interesting. We start off with a Kyurem. We actually start with a very solid start. Hopefully my opponent does not play N, because this is a really good start, and you know, we might as well play this as well. Oh boy, we're playing against a Seismitoad. This is going to be some kind of a big basics deck, and my opponent plays down a Rainbow Energy. Cross my fingers, hopefully my opponent doesn't play an N or anything like that. And oh, perfect. Wow, even we get a bunch of these Colorless Machines, and we kind of don't need them right now. We only need 1 of these. Well, I'm going to play the N, and we get Keldeo, get Deoxys, and here we go. We can go with a Frost Spear, and in the next turn, we can actually knock out the Seismitoad. Granted, my opponent can discard the Muscle Band, but I'd like to do a Blizzard Burn and just take out the Seismitoad. If my opponent, oh my goodness, my opponent heals everything off, and here we go. We will see us get hit with a Quaking Punch, and my opponent even plays a Professor Sycamore. I gotta wait and see what's gonna happen next. My opponent can definitely get the Aromatisse going with the Spritzy. That could be very deadly as well. I don't want to see the Spritzy get going, and Aromatisse is going to be a big nuisance. Being able to move energy around, we just saw that Max Potion come into play, meaning my opponent can always play more Max Potions whenever my opponent pleases. And oh boy, see the Ultra Ball. That's probably going to go for the Spritzy, I would assume. Or even a Malamar, who knows. But I'm not looking forward to seeing what my opponent gets. And it is a Spritzy. And okay, we get hit for 30. And let's take a look here. We have a lot of energy. I don't want to play anything just yet. Let's just go ahead, we'll Frost Spear, and then we'll just kind of target this Spritzy here. In the next turn, I want to play the Plasma Energy. Well, I want to play this Rainbow Energy onto the Kyurem and then just take out the Seismitoad. That would be my best option. Apologize, I wasn't paying attention there. That's why the Ultra Ball was super long. But I was still talking at the same time. My opponent plays the Keldeo. Oh boy. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. We can't play much of anything here. So I'm going to go ahead. We'll play this here in case if my opponent plays the Fairy Garden. If my opponent plays Fairy Garden, then we should be okay, right? We can just retreat. Otherwise, we have the Frozen City Gym. I'm going to force my opponent to play it. That way, if my opponent plays it, we can just get the free retreat, and then we can take out the Spritzy. Unless my opponent wants to keep adding energy and taking 20 damage, we'll force him to play the Stadium, and then we can get the free retreat. We won't be able to play our Floatstone anymore with these Quaking Punches, but since we have this here, unless my opponent plays Enhanced Hammer, then we're gonna have to hope for another Rainbow Energy to come along. But besides that, I'm gonna just kind of hang on to this. We ended up playing the Juniper, discarding 2 energies there as well. A little bit devastating, but I'll take it. We do have a Skylight here that can get us another Juniper or anything else. We have 2 cards here that are basically dead weight because of the Quaking Punch. My opponent has to make a decision. Oh wait, that's us. What am I doing? Oh man, ended up ending the turn. Okay, so here we go. My opponent gets out a Pokemon Fan Club. And we see the Aegislash. Oh man, Aegislash is going to be a pain to deal with since we play only special energies. But we'll have to figure a way around it. We can always power up this Kyurem with a water energy and a lightning energy or something like that. My opponent hits the Keldeo again. We do wake up. And surprisingly, my opponent didn't play much of anything else. Let's go for the Colress. I mean, that's a pretty nice draw. Let's just do that. Get the Colress here, and then we'll end the turn. Now we're basically stuck because my opponent played that Lysander, and we couldn't really do anything about it with this Keldeo. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have any more Lysanders up his sleeves. We see 2 of them already in the discard pile. My opponent plays for a Sycamore, and we definitely can see the Aromatisse come into play right now. But otherwise, we would need my opponent to play the Stadium card to counter. We even see a Hypnotoxic Laser while my opponent is playing a very annoying deck. But I'm waiting for that Fairy Garden, and if we can get that Fairy Garden going, that would be fantastic. Here we go. My opponent puts the Keldeo to sleep again, and then we get hit. Hopefully we wake up, and no, we stay asleep. Oh, that is tragic. Let's go with the Colress. We get a Floatstone, but we can't really use that. And we'll just play this here, and we'll end the turn. And the Keldeo stays asleep. My opponent can actually finish the Keldeo off almost. If my opponent has a Muscle Band, that would actually finish off the Keldeo. And there it is. There is the Muscle Band. That would do the trick. If only I had the Rainbow Energy. If I could top deck a Rainbow Energy, that would be fabulous. I would get rid of this Seismitoad in a heartbeat. And, of course, I'd like to take out the Spritzy as well, but it looks like my opponent might get it right now. My opponent even gets a, wow, that's strange, a Verbank City Gym. My opponent opted not to play. It looks like my opponent doesn't play Fairy Garden or something. I don't know. But the Keldeo will go down, and that's okay with me. I will just opt to take out this Seismitoad in one shot. So here it is. I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to, I'm just going to play Juniper, yeah, and see if we get that Rainbow Energy. Oh my goodness, we don't get it. But you know what? I'll just finish off this little Spritzy here. The Seismitoad is in knockout range. Wow, that is a shame. We didn't get the energy, but you know that's all right. We lost our EV line right there with Glaceon. That's okay as well. I mean, we got the Deoxys for the last spot right there. I have to wait and see if my opponent's going to be powering up the Spritzy again. It's okay. I can always go for another Frost Spear. I have to wait and see if my opponent wants to play more energies and put my Kyurem to sleep. We see a Muscle Band onto the Aegislash over there. We can always use Thunderous to attack the Aegislash. That's kind of funny, but that might be one of our only options. So right here, the Seismitoad. My opponent plays an N, and we do get a Dowsing Machine and a Colress Machine that does not work for us at all. My opponent is down to 4 cards. I would assume my opponent's just going to go for, yep, there it is, and that's all that we get. let's go ahead and play this here. And okay, can't really do much else. I could play an N, but I kind of want to keep this hand. I'm just going to finish this guy off right now, and we're not going to be able to hurt the Aegislash, but we should be able to put some pain onto the Spritzy. So let's take a look here. In the next turn, we should be able to start attacking. If this Kyurem goes down, we can always play the Thunderous to start making some attacks. And again, we can always get the Muscle Band back with the Dowsing Machine, put it onto the Thunderous, and get back water energy onto the Kyurem. And oh my goodness, my opponent ends us anyway, but what I'd like to do is get a water energy on the Kyurem, so that could be an attacker to go up against the Aegislash. My opponent would knock out this Kyurem, but I'm okay with that. As long as we can get a water energy back onto the Kyurem, then we can kind of finish some business off. But of course, the next step would be to bring out the Thunderous and kind of chip away at this Aegislash. Lucky for us, the Aegislash already has 30 damage on him. Courtesy of the Stadium. We have 23 cards left. My opponent only has 13, so if this is going to come down to who decks out first, that would be pretty funny. But I highly doubt it. My opponent has, wow, 3 VS Seekers. That means my opponent might have one more to get back a Lysander Storm card if needed. But here we go. I'm going to go for the Thunderous here. Question, do we want to play a Muscle Band on the Thunderous or not? And I guess we can do that now. Let's just do that now. And I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, no more Coldish Machines. Okay. All right, let's play this here. I'm going to go for the N. And let's go for the Raiden Knuckle, hitting for 80. We'll get back a water energy. So this Kyurem here is ready to go. We can just play the retreat and take out the Aegislash with our Kyurem here. And that should do the trick. My opponent can Lysander out the Kyurem, but that's okay with me because, you know, our Thunderous here can finish the job on this Aegislash, and even, you know, even the Yveltal is a pretty good target for our Thunderous. So, what I'd like to do is play an N in the next turn. Oh my goodness, we see another Seismitoad. That is just tragic. My opponent would need to burn all 3 energies to make the retreat. If not, my opponent can attack our Thunderous here, and I think we can pay the retreat into the Kyurem. We are running a little bit low on energy. A lot of our energy is in the discard pile. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. All 4 plasma energies plus a rainbow and a lightning. So, I mean, granted, we probably have some left, but anyways. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to opt to probably just power up the Kyurem here. I can finish off. So we're doing 30, 60, 80 damage. That will finish off the Aegislash. And you know what? I want to conserve the Thunderous for the Yveltal matchup. I think that's a really good choice for us. So what I want to do is I want to retreat and just finish off. Let's see. Yeah, if I can finish off the Aegislash with the Kyurem, I think that'd be pretty good for us. I want the matchup to go against the Yveltal. But at the same time, I don't want to get Lysandered out. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this, and then let's retreat. I'm going to take that away, and we'll bring this out. And let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. We do have another Thunderous as well. That's always a good option. And let's go with the N, ending my opponent once again. We do get a Dowsing Machine, but I'm going to hang on to that. Let's go for the Frost Spear. That would knock them out, and then we're pretty close to knocking out the Aromatisse as well, right? So here we go. My opponent will need to knock out this Kyurem, but we have a Lysander which we can bring out the Aromatisse, and we'll finish off the Aromatisse, and then that'll be it for this match. So, you know what? It's okay if the Kyurem goes out. I mean, I don't mind that at all. We have a switch here as well if my opponent opts not to attack or something like that. Who knows? But very likely, if my opponent even flips all tails and we stay asleep, I still have the switch. We can switch into the Thunderous and Lysander out the Aromatisse, finish the Aromatisse off. My opponent's only got 1 card. And never mind, it's a Shauna. We could see something like a Max Potion onto the Aromatisse. Oh, that would be pretty devastating. Otherwise, I don't know. I think we would still be doing only 80 damage. If only this last one was a Deoxys, we could actually knock out the Aromatisse. But we're going to have to wait and see. My opponent does knock us out. We don't see a Max Potion on the Aromatisse. It's going to be GG. Let's go ahead. We'll Lysander out the Aromatisse. And here we go. Raiden Knuckle taking out the Aromatisse and even getting a water energy back. Who cares? Okay. I apologize for not being too focused here. I was a little distracted. I have another monitor open, but there it is. That is the classic Kyurem deck. Let's play another one here. That was pretty exciting. I want to see if this Kyurem deck can play back to back. Let's see here. We have the Yveltal sleeves. That's pretty slick. I haven't seen those before, I don't think. I'm not sure. But anyways, we're going to go first, which is not a bad deal. We start off mulling again a couple times. We do start with a Deoxys. That's not really good. And we have two supporters that are absolutely duds right now. Well, let's see. Energies that aren't really useful. Coalish Machine, that's not particularly useful. Oh man, this is so bad right now. If we can top deck a Juniper, that would be fantastic. A hand like this makes me want to go and scratch my wall or something. I don't know. We do get this going for us, but you know what? I'm going to have to end my turn. Okay, you know, it's pretty safe to do this. I'm going to do this because the problem with the Yveltal is that they typically don't get powered up in one turn. So let's do that, and there we go. Get rid of my Live Standards trump card. That means if we ever get end, I don't have to draw into that thing again. And we get another Coalish Machine, so that's always a nice bonus, I guess. My opponent can play a DCE here, but that would just be fueling our Deoxys power. And that's the nice thing about Yveltal, is that they just don't, you know, they just can't power up in one turn. Unless you have something like Ether or something like that. Oh my goodness, lasers, lasers, lasers everywhere. Can we get rid of lasers? My goodness. Okay, so my opponent here, the Yveltal, has the DCE dropped over here. And, man, if I could wake up... See, I don't mind lasers too much if they didn't have that flip for that sleep, but then, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when you're using it, you're like, oh, I hope they go to sleep, you know. But, okay, so we see the Yveltal here. We stay asleep. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is brutal. Let's play the end here. We get this going for us. Let's get another, why don't we just get a Thunderous. And, wow, that is pathetic. Oh my goodness, you lazy son of a Deoxys here. You Deoxys son. Sorry. Okay, alright, so, wow, we can't even wake up. We flipped tails twice. My opponent needs to get a Darkness Energy to potentially get a knockout. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus poison damage. We would almost be knocked out if my opponent had a Darkness Energy, but, I think what I'd like to see happen here is I'm going to play a Juniper. No need to play an N. My opponent has 7 cards, but it doesn't look like my opponent's doing anything. My opponent played a Sharon last turn, drawing 3 more cards. And here is a Roller Skates. Please flip tails. Oh my goodness, my opponent gets heads. I'm going to play an N. I'm playing an N. That is, oh my goodness, what the heck? Two Sharon. Oh, what's up with this? Roller Skates and yada, yada, yada. My opponent plays another DCE over here on this Yveltal. Oh, this Deoxys better wake up. If I can get a Keldeo with a Floatstone, can I just get a little kiss from luck, please? Oh, thank you. We actually wake up. That's fantastic. Okay. We get a Plasma Energy. I kind of don't want to play it, but whatever. We'll play it. And let's go for the N. I mean, I probably didn't need to do that. We do get a Muscle Band, and we even get this here. So let's go and go for the Helix Force. That's 150. It's a little bit short because of the Stink and Hard Charm here. Oh, that is brutal. And we do get another Professor Juniper here. We can always play that and just finish off this Yveltal. Man, the Hard Charm, I'm telling you, that Hard Charm is killing us. If my opponent didn't draw into... Oh, wow, another Hypnotoxic Laser. Thank you. I'm already poisoned enough. What is going on here? If we see a Darkness Energy, my Deoxys would be doomed. Otherwise, what we can do is... we see a little Potion. Oh, that's pretty nice for my opponent. Definitely gonna go for the Juniper this turn. I think that's probably the best choice. If we can play the Juniper, discard all these supporters, and my opponent gets a roller skates again. Thank goodness my opponent flipped tails, and my opponent might end up passing the turn. I might just knock out this Eviltal with the Deoxys off this Juniper. If I don't get anything in particular, I'll probably just go for the knockout here. Ideally, what I like to do... Oh, my goodness. My opponent had an Ether. Wow, look at that. I called it. In the beginning here, I thought... Oh, my goodness. We see the Darkness Energy. And my opponent played that here, taking 20 more damage. So what we need to do to counter this is either get the Starling Megaphone or a Muscle Band. And my opponent gets another Ether. But my opponent just saw the Sharon. Why would you play an Ether back-to-back? Oh, that's silly. I guess my opponent has a Bicycle in hand. That could work too. That's one way to play Ethers, you know. But okay, so my opponent's down to one card. We will see a knockout on the Deoxys, and oh boy, that's a knockout there. I'm actually going to promote the Thunderous since the Eviltal is weak to Lightning. We even get this for the free retreat. Let's go for the Juniper, and here is the Lightning Energy. Otherwise, we'll be hitting for 60 minus that. That should be a knockout. And I'm going to save these for more of the Deoxys. Let's go for the Raiden Knuckle, hitting for 40. That's a knockout there. Let's get the energy onto our Kyurem. And okay, we got to wait and see if my opponent has anything up his sleeves over here. My opponent was able to draw 2 cards from the knockout with the Deoxys and then drawing another card there, giving him a 4-card hand. We could see more Ethers and something like a DCE as well. My opponent plays a Sharon. How many Sharons does this guy play? Wow, let's see here. 4 Sharons. My opponent likes 3s, I guess. 3 Sharons and 3 roller skates, all drawing 3 cards potentially. And my opponent takes 20 damage from the Darkness Energy. We won't, unless my opponent plays another, oh wow, all these lasers, so many lasers. That's the 3rd laser. We are seeing things come in 3s. Do we have a 3rd Ether? No, we don't. Okay, alright, so, what we can do is we can play an N, but I don't really want to do that either. I'd really like to get some Deoxys going. But, okay, looks like the only thing I can do to get a Deoxys... I mean, we could use Shadow Triad to do that. But, alright. I mean, yeah, let's just do Shadow Triad. We'll just get Shadow Triad here, get the Thunderous, or the Deoxys. I'm going to thin out my deck a little bit. Let's go ahead, we'll thin out the deck. I'm going to get another Deoxys here. Looks like we only have 2 more left, so that means I might as well play another Thunderous here, which I will... And okay, let's go for the attack. Raiden Knuckle hitting for 80 damage with the weakness. And we'll get back this Plasma Energy. I'm going to play it onto the Deoxys. Could be useful as a backup attacker if we draw into another Rainbow Energy. My opponent here will get knocked out in the next turn if he doesn't do anything in particular. We could see a Darkrai hit the floor and then see a retreat into the Darkrai or something like that. But we have a Lysander in our hand, so we can always Lysander out the Eviltal. My opponent plays a DCE. I'm expecting a Y Cyclone. Otherwise, my opponent would do an X-Ball, but that shouldn't knock us out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 100 damage. With the Muscle Band, that'd be 120. That'd be a little bit short. My opponent goes for it. Wow, that's interesting. My opponent opted not to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and retreat into this one. And, okay, so... I might as well play N. I have some of these guys that I don't really want to discard. I got some pretty good stuff here. I'm going to play an N, you know... and we get more Kyurems. Okay, let's go for the Raiden Knuckle, finishing off this Eviltal, and we'll take 2 prizes. Nothing in the discard pile. Let's take a look at this. We get the Juniper and another Kyurem. Wow, 4 Kyurems right here. 1 on the field and 3 in my hand. All we see left is an Eviltal. My opponent doesn't have anything else on the field. And yeah, I think we should be able to knock out this Eviltal in a couple of hits. We see a Hard Charm play onto the Eviltal EX as well. And, I mean, we can retreat into the Kyurem. This is Kyurem's deck, right? This is supposed to be Plasma Kyurem. But, you know, the last match, we already saw Plasma Kyurem go at it. So, let's take a look. I mean, we have the Water Energy. We can play it onto the Kyurem. And then we can go for a Blizzard Burn. That's an option, too. My opponent goes for a Pokemon Center Lady, healing off 20 damage from the damage drop on the Frozen City Gym. I'm expecting probably, I mean, we could play a Juniper. I think I might do that and discard everything. Okay, here we go. Juniper it is. And we get a Muscle Band, and we get a Muscle Band here. And we even get a Lightning Energy there. And we even get another Deoxys over here. All right, here we go. It's a party, guys. And 120 damage. Let's get a water energy. No, let's get the plasma energy. Put it onto this Deoxys, and we're on our happy way. So the Evoltol here, even if the Evoltol retreats, I will just Lysander him back into the active spot and finish him off. Otherwise, my opponent can play an N, and I guess we'll get 2 cards instead of the 1 that we have. But I'm assuming my opponent probably won't be doing that. And for now, I mean, we're pretty safe. My opponent can hit us for 100. But the only thing my opponent can do is probably Lysander out this Thunderous and knock it out, and then we'll just knock out the Evoltol on the next turn. So, you know what? This is going to be a Kyurem deck. I'm going to let the Kyurem get the finishing blow. We'll retreat into the Plasma Kyurem and do a Blizzard Burn. Assuming my opponent doesn't play starting with Megaphone and 3 Enhanced Hammers or something like that, we will go with the Plasma Kyurem on the bench. My opponent goes for a Pokemon Center Lady, but it doesn't matter. We should still be able to finish off the Evoltol. Well, never mind. With the 2 Deoxys here, that would counter the Hard Charm, so we would still knock him out at 120 damage. And my opponent plays another energy, and well, all right, that's 80 onto the Thunderous, and that's it. That's gonna be the GG. Let's go ahead. We're gonna retreat into here. We'll go for the Blizzard Burn, talking out. Look at that, 140 damage increased, and we'll take the victory. All right. Well, I'm only going to play 2 matches for you guys. I'm getting a little tired. This is getting pretty late for me, and I'm going to have to call it quits for today. We can see here. Let's take a look at the stats really quick. Thunderous EX was the MVP. Oh, come on. Well, I guess he did most of the work. So let me know what you guys think of this deck. Thanks again to Jamie Gonzalez for wanting to see Plasma Kyurem. So this is my build. This is my variation of it. Hopefully you like it. If you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you guys got deck ideas or anything else, shoot them my way, and I'll see too if I can build them. And yeah, hopefully you guys take care. Have a good day. See you guys later. Goodbye.